David, have you seen him? Have you heard from him?
No. I've been asking everyone. His friends, his coworkers, his teachers, and no one knows. No one has seen or heard from him.
I just don't understand. It's not like Arnie to just disappear like this. Where was he last seen?
He was with his friends at the beach. They were surfing all day. Everything was normal, just like any other day, they said. Arnie was going to stay behind and talk to some girl.
A girl? What girl?
Some girl that he had been interested in all day. Just some girl that was hanging out on the beach.
Of course this has to involve a girl. Her son is just like his father.
Hey, even I never disappeared with some strange girl for 2 days.
Do you think he's disappeared with this girl? Really?
I don't know, honey. But
what?
But I think it may be time to call the police.
Really? Are you sure?
I think it would be for the best. I mean, I don't know what else to do.
I don't know, it's just doing that stuff makes it sound so official.
I think it is official, Nora. I think our boy is missing. Honey, you are never going to believe this.
What is it, David? What's wrong?
Nothing's wrong. Everything is right. It's Arnie. He's back. Our boy is back, Nora.
What are you talking about? David, you better not be joking around with me.
No, I would never joke around about it. He just showed up at my office, just totally out of the blue.
Wait, you're not joking?
No, I'm not. Our boy's come back to us, hun.
Oh, God. Are you for real? But where is he? Is he okay? Is he hurt?
He's with me right now. And yes, he's just fine. He's not hurt at all.
But I don't understand. Where has he been? What happened?
He hasn't really told me a whole lot. But he said he wants to tell us individually anyway.
Individually? What do you mean?
Well, I don't really know, hun. All I know is that he said he's been away, but everything is okay. He was never hurt, and he has something very important to talk to us about.
Well, as long as he's safe, that's all that matters, right?
Yes, hun, of course.
How does he look? Does he look different?
Well, he looks just like you.
Like me?
Well, I think so. You'll probably say that he favors me, but I don't know.
Guess I'll have to find out for myself. Finally.
Hello? Mom?
Arnie? Is that you? Is that really you?
Yes, Mom. It's really me. Can you believe it? I'm home. I'm back after all these years.
Oh, but honey, I just don't understand. Where have you been all this time? What happened?
I can't wait to tell you all about it, Mom. It's the most amazing thing.
Oh, it is it?
Yeah. You see, that day on the beach changed my life forever.
So it did have something to do with the beach. And that girl you met there.
Yes, her name is Vanessa, and she's incredible. She was then, and she still is now, even though she's a star.
She's a star? Like a movie star?
No, Mom. She's an actual star. Like in the sky.
How is your friend a star, honey?
Well, she was hit by a bus 4 years ago in Compton. So now she's a star.
Honey, what are you talking about?
You see, when you die, if you have transcended into the enlightened order, you become a star. It's all part of your heavenly reward.
No.
What? What's wrong, Mom?
The New Way. Isn't that cult I've been reading about?
Cult? Oh no, it isn't a cult. Don't believe everything you read, Mom. The New Way is a wonderful science. It's not a cult. It's not even a religion. It's scientific.
Honey, you aren't making any sense. You're under their spell.
Spell? No, Mom. I'm not under anyone's spell. My life has been changed. Transformed, Mom. These last 10 years have been the best of my whole life.
But honey, you were only 17. What could these people have given you we couldn't have?
Oh, Mom, it wasn't your dad. Don't worry. You did a great job raising me.
Well then what was it? I don't understand what would make you turn to a cult.
Mom, the Enlightened Order isn't a cult. It's just what it's called. It's all about enlightenment.
And it's enlightening to what, Arnie? Money is everything, huh?
No, of course not. Do you think I had any money when Vanessa met me on that beach? Of course I didn't. I was only 17.
You were just a boy, Arnie.
Well, anyway, I soon learned that I didn't even need any money.
You didn't need money? How have you been supporting yourself all this time?
We all work together, Mom. That's what's so revolutionary about the Enlightened Order. We all do our own parts on the commune.
The commune?
Of course. Isn't that a great idea?
I hate to break it to you, Arnie, but a commune isn't exactly a revolutionary idea.
Well, ours is succeeding where all the others have failed. We have self-sustainable crops, clothing, animals, everything we need for the Covenant of Pain.
The what?
The Covenant of Pain, Mom. Or, well, you may know them as the End Times.
The end times? What are you talking about, honey?
You know, Mom, the End Times, the Armageddon.
So that's what you and your friends are all preparing up there for? The end of the world?
Well, of course, who isn't?
Honey, I think we need to talk about this. I think this is very serious.
Absolutely we do, Mom. We have so much to talk about. We need to get you and Dad on board before you are cast into the mouth of Beezle.
Beezle?
Yes, the god of chaos science.
I think we may be in some serious trouble. Hey, David, I think we might have a very serious problem with our son.
Yeah, I'll say. Is he saying some very strange things? I mean, what's all this mouth of Beezle talk?
I know, I don't get it either. But I think we have to face it. Our son might have been abducted into a cult. And somehow he's been held captive by them for 10 years.
But what if it's worse than that, Nora?
What do you mean? How can it be any worse than that?
I mean, what if he wasn't held captive? What if it was his choice all along?
But David, don't you understand? He was only 17 when this girl, whoever she was, brainwashed him. He didn't have a say in the matter. He was only a minor, remember?
Yeah, I remember. But you always knew that Arnie was a very willful child. He was always going to choose his own path, no matter what.
Okay, fine. But I didn't think that path would be the Enlightened Order. I didn't think it would involve him just disappearing one day and never contacting us again. Never telling us if he was okay. Even if he was alive or dead. And now he just shows up acting all weird and different.
I know, it's all crazy, but just give him a chance, okay?
A chance to do what? Let him recruit us or something? No, that's not going to happen, David.
Nora, you can't push him away now. He just came back to us.
I'm not going to push our son away. Him coming back to us is a miracle. But it doesn't mean I have to abide by his brainwashing either.
Just give him some time, okay? We need to take this thing slow.
We need to consult a professional. That's what we need to do, David.
A professional? What do you mean by that? What kind of professional?
Well, I mean like some kind of cult deprogrammer or something. That's the only thing that's going to get this boy out of this. That and a very good and very expensive psychiatrist.
But do we really have to go down that road just yet, hun?
I don't understand you, David. Whose side are you on here?
I'm on all of our sides, okay? But I really don't think any of that is going to help.
Well, we'll see about that.
What do you mean?
I'm going to be speaking with a psychiatrist named Dr. Gabrielle Katzner tomorrow about all of this.
Wait, Doctor Who? When were you going to tell me this?
I'm telling you now, aren't I?
So then, can I talk to this doctor guy too?
If you'd like to.
Well, who is he?
He's a professor and a psychiatrist who specializes in cults and deprogramming.
Oh my god, that's really a thing.
Of course it is. Events in a budding field these days, believe it or not.
So do you really think he can help our son?
It's worth a shot, isn't it?
He's our boy after all. And I'd hate to lose him again and forever to some crazy cult.
Well, then I think Dr. Katzner can stop it. Hello, Dr. Katzner?
Yes, hello. Is this Nora?
Yes, it is. Thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me today. I know how busy you are.
Yes, well, my services have become highly in demand lately. What with all the cults about. It's a crazy time to be alive, huh?
Yes, it certainly is. Well, what would you like to know first?
I guess you could tell me about your family. Tell me about Arnie.
He was always such a good kid. Always so bright and so social and charming. But around 12, things just started to change.
That can be a very impressionable age for young people. So many chemicals cause chaos in the brain.
Well, I understand that. I was a mess at that age. But it was different for Arnie. He was just so depressed. He would sleep all the time. He never came out of his room.
Yes, go on.
Eventually, we tried out a few medications, but nothing seemed to work. But somehow, miraculously, he somehow seemed to level out around 15 or 16.
Well, that's wonderful. But how old was he when he was abducted? Taken in by this girl?
He was 17, Doctor. He's 27 now.
So he was missing a full 10 years then?
Yes, early to the date, Doctor.
So what happened on the beach that day? Who was this blonde girl who recruited him?
He was with his friends just surfing and goofing off all day. When they went home, he stayed behind to talk to her.
Yes, well, pretty girls tend to have that effect on young men.
That's for sure.
Well, listen, I can't believe I didn't ask you this before, but I suppose I should probably know which cult this is your son is in?
It's some little commune thing upstate called the Enlightened Order.
The New Way? Dear God.
What? Do you know about them?
The Enlightened Order is one of the most dangerous cults in the world, Nora.
What? They are, but I've never even heard of them.
Yes, of course. And that's the way they like to keep it. But that doesn't mean their power isn't incredibly far-reaching.
So what do these people actually believe? He was talking about people becoming stars when they die. Someone named Beazle.
Yes, Beazle is the god of the underworld, their equivalent of the devil, so to speak. And of course, if you become a true child of the way, you become a star when you die, a gaseous entity in the sky that lives forever.
But how does this sound appealing?
I don't know, they're deranged.
But do they believe in a god then, or just a bad guy?
Well, I'd be lying if I told you that I knew everything about them and their beliefs, Nora. The existence of their god is still a mystery to me. A closely guarded secret even by the people who leak information to me. You see, I believe they're afraid.
Afraid of what? Of who?
Of the organization. Of the leaders, of course. They are very dangerous, like I said.
But how so?
They threaten, they intimidate, they bully, some even say murder.
But what about Arnie, Doctor? Do you think you could help deprogram him or whatever?
It's been done before, but not with a member of the New Way.
You mean you've never successfully deprogrammed someone from that cult?
Well, it's not that I haven't, it's that I've never tried. They are very protective of their members.
What do you mean?
What I'm saying is, Nora, if you really want to save your son, you need to be prepared to suffer the repercussions.
The repercussions? Like what? What do you mean, Doctor?
Well, what I'm saying is, there are people that they will send your way. People who may attempt to threaten and intimidate you.
What should I know about them? Do you think they'll hurt us?
Just keep your chin up, Nora, but time is of the essence. It's important that I speak with your son right away. Do you have time today? Can you get him talking to me?
Yeah, I'll figure something out, okay, Doctor? Thank you so much.
Excellent, Nora. Excellent. Hello, Arnie? How are you, young man?
Hello? Is this Dr. Katzner?
Oh, yes, of course. I apologize. Your mother asked me to speak with you.
Yeah, she told me and, well, I guess you could say that I'm very interested in speaking with you as well, Doctor.
Oh, really? You are? And why might that be? Are you interested in the dark arts of psychiatry?
Well, I am actually. And it's funny that you should say that because I do happen to think that psychiatry is a dark art.
Oh, really? Is that so? And would you care to explain why you feel that way?
Oh, well, you see, in our faith, we believe that anything that messes with the human brain's holy magnetic mind order is an unholy alliance with Beazle.
Yes, of course. Please go on.
The enlightened order is the only way to find true peace and happiness, whether it be your physical well-being or your mental well-being.
So the enlightened order can also help you physically. Would you please explain?
Well, of course, Doctor. You see, the magnetic stones in the body have a sacred order, and when they are encroached upon, it is necessary to cleanse. And only then can true physical fitness be achieved.
Yes, I see, I think.
And of course, this can only be achieved by seeking the enlightened order.
So, Arnie, this is all very interesting.
Isn't it though?
I do have a few questions, however.
Yes, of course, I'm sure you do.
Well, I was just wondering, what happened on the beach that day with this girl? What was her name?
Oh, you mean Vanessa? Yes, she's the one who brought me in. Bless her starry soul.
So she was just hanging out, telling people about the enlightened order then?
Oh, yes, of course. And it was marvelous. She was glowing. I was truly faded from the moment I saw her. Right then, I knew this way was the way. And the first meeting with the group just confirmed it.
So you said that Vanessa is a star now. Explain this to me.
Well, I'm sorry, but there's just a lot that I can't go into unless you join the enlightened order.
Yes, of course, I understand.
We must hold most of our true beliefs secret in fear of persecution.
Well, every radical new religion has a way of frightening people. Right, Arnie?
Absolutely. Although I wouldn't call the New Way a religion, more like a science. And there's just certain things we will not be discussing.
You mean certain things, such as Beazle?
I'm sorry, but I don't know anyone by that name.
Oh, you don't, do you? Well, that's rather interesting. I've heard the name many times from ex-members.
Ex-members? Ex-members of what, Doctor? What do you mean by ex-members of the New Way?
Arnie, I've spoken to many.
That's nonsense. There's no such thing as an ex-member of the Enlightened Order. All of our members stay for life.
Yes, well, that may be what the group leaders tell you, Arnie. But I assure you, there are members who have left the group.
Well, that simply isn't true.
Okay, well, my information must be wrong. Who knows, right? There's a lot of misinformation about these days. Right, Arnie?
Yes. Well, anyway, how did you decide to become a psychiatrist? Who decided to brainwash you into the discipline?
Let's talk a little more about the Enlightened Order. How does the hierarchy work? Can you explain that to me a little bit further? Is that allowed?
Oh, well, I can tell you a few things, maybe.
I'm all ears.
Okay, well, it is a hierarchy like any other. I have a leader or a captain.
A captain?
Yes, of course. And he has a captain as well, and so on and so forth. All the way up until, well, you get the idea.
All the way up until you're God.
Not our God, Dr. Katzner. The God. Would you care to learn more about it? I could always take you to a meeting. We have one tonight, actually.
Well, perhaps another time. I'm a student of these things, Arnie.
You're a student of what, Doctor?
A student of cults, Arnie.
Did you say cults?
Yes, of course.
Wait, are you saying that the Enlightened Order is a cult? Is that what you're saying, Doctor?
I'm saying that I believe you're in danger, and that your parents are very afraid for you. And frankly, son, so am I.
Ah, I see. I figured that's what this was about.
And what is that?
A psychiatrist wanting to talk to me. You want me to give up my beliefs, don't you?
We just want you to be happy and healthy.
I am. Doctor, are you...
Well, yes, I believe so. I just had a checkup with my cardiologist and...
Join us, Doctor. It's beautiful on the other side. Just wait until you see.
Well, Nora, I must admit, it's worse than I could have ever imagined.
What do you mean, Doctor? You mean Arnie? What's going on with him?
Well, it's just that I've never seen a cult have such power over someone. This is going to take months of my work, possibly even years.
Oh, well, no offense, Doctor, but how much is that going to cost our family? We aren't exactly millionaires, and you're a famed psychiatrist.
Don't worry about all that, Nora. I'll be doing all of this with no cost whatsoever.
Oh, really? Well, thank you so much. But why is that? You could be doing so many other things.
Yes, but this may end up being the most important work of my life.
Wow, really? How so?
I told you that the New Way is the most dangerous cult in the world. Well, it is, but I also believe that it possesses a unique threat to certain people.
Cass, and you think that Arnie's one of those people?
I think he very well might be. I'm not exactly sure just yet, but I'll have to spend more time with the boy. But the frightening aspect of this particular psychology is that they are immune to deconditioning. Once the tendrils of the cult have their grasp, there is no going back for these poor souls.
Oh, I hope that Arnie isn't one of them. How could you find out, Doctor?
Well, like I said, time will tell. But my instincts did tell me something you may find shocking.
Oh no, what else is it, Doctor? I don't think I could handle much more.
Well, then I think you may need to brace yourself.
All right, then, I am.
Well then, in doing the initial psychological evaluation of your husband, which I do with every family member in these situations, I discovered that it is him who carries this gene. This gene makes him susceptible to these sorts of things.
Wait, so you're saying that because of this, my son's more vulnerable as well?
Yes, exactly. But don't fear. I don't believe that you have anything close to that type of psychological makeup. In fact, it very well may be quite the opposite.
Ah, well, thank you, Doctor. Thank you very much. It's awfully kind of you to say.
Yes, well, Since that makes Arnie half his mother, so to speak, I think that gives us hope that we can reach him.
Hope? How much hope is there?
Well, by my calculations, I'd say about 50%.
So we have to get to work right away then. And before the New Way people come after us.
Yes, and before they come after your husband now as well. They probably have the scent.
The scent of what, Doctor?
The scent of a potential true believer.
Hey, honey. How's it going?
Oh, hey, sweetie. How are you?
Okay, but I asked you first.
Oh, I'm great. I'm so fantastic. I've never been happier in my entire life.
How's that, hun? Did you win $10 off scratch-off tickets again?
No. I met this wonderful person. She's totally changed my life, Nora.
She? What are you talking about, David?
Well, her name is Bonnie, and she really helped me. Explained the New Way in a way that I was finally able to understand. And you know what, honey? I really don't think it's all that bad.
Oh, really? You don't? And how is that? What did she say to you?
Well, it's just a really cool faith, you know? Or, I mean, a science, rather. Sorry, I'm still learning.
Honey, listen. I think that Dr. Katzner has a few things he'd like to say to you. A few things that he learned about the New Way.
Oh, the doctor? Really?
Yeah, it's actually quite interesting and rather scientific as well.
Huh. Well, I guess I'd be open to that. I just feel like I'm open to all sorts of ideas now, you know? I don't know. It's almost like I feel my mind expanding or something.
Yeah, sure. Well, then let's ride that tiger as fast as we can, right, babe? Nip this thing right in the bud.
Nip it in the bud? Nip what thing in the bud, hun? What do you mean?
Oh, nothing. I don't even know what I meant, sorry. I'm having drinks with Dr. Katzner. I'm a little bit tipsy.
Oh, okay. Well, be careful then. I don't want him messing with your head or anything, right?
No, David. We wouldn't want that at all.
So, can I join you? I'm supposed to meet Arnie later anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. Bring our boy along.
It's just so good to have him back.
Yes, it is, hun. Yes, it is. After years of intensive therapy, Dr. Katzner finally felt that Arnie has reached a point where he could be released from his care. While it was hard for him to let go of the New Way's belief, he finally made peace with the fact that it was all a lie. David too soon realized how susceptible he was to the cult. He was grateful that he dodged a bullet. Dr. Katzner diligently continues his work, deprogramming cult members worldwide and studying the mysterious New Way.